Hello again, it's Jacob from Ostrava. I'm recording after the 8th round of Ostravsky Konik Open A. And what a game that was. I have played white against Dmochowska Agnieszka, who is the female FIDE master, so titled opponent. And it wasn't, it shouldn't be that easy, yeah, to play against the titled opponent. And truly, it wasn't that easy to play, despite of having white. And yeah, that would be also a good example of how to use the advantage of preparation from the opening, because yeah, thanks to good research of the games played by Agnieszka, I was able to predict the first 13 moves of the game, or even 15 moves of the game. It has started with the Sicilian opening, so it went like that: e4, c5, knight to f3, knight to c6, d4, take, take, and e5. And this is the beginning of the opening, the line of the Sicilian defense that is called Kalashnikov variant. And yeah, I moved the knight to b5 with plan to yet put him on d6. So she has played d6 to prevent me from doing that. Knight to c3, a6, knight to a3, b5, knight to d5. That's still the theory. Right now I have chosen the sideline that was bishop to d3. Knight took, pawn took, knight to d4, chasing the knight, castle king side, and yeah, here are many options that are available for my opponent. Sorry, retake. Yeah, now there are many options to play as black, but after I have checked the games of my opponent here, it looked like, yeah, in most of the cases her favorite setup is to do the fianchetto on the king side, put the bishop on g7, return the knight to h6, and trying to push the pawns further. So I was prepared for that. This is why I have, after g6, I have played c4 almost like immediately. And yeah, there is a risk right now that in case she will take that here, I'm able to take the pawn back by the knight. I'm winning the activity for the knight. And right now it's actually hard to find a good move for her. Because if she would continue as planned, bishop to g7, then immediately I'm having a threat of first exchanging the bishop for the knight, and then putting the queen on a4. And I'm forcing her to putting the king on unusual square, which is the f8. Or playing on queen to d7, blocking the attack, the check would not be that good, because yeah, I can simply take that pawn on d6, and that would be exactly the same after this move. Yeah, the pawn would be lost. So that was not the option for her. And also, if she would try to unnaturally play bishop e7 to keep the defense on the d6 square, then I can still exchange the bishop for the knight, and then take the advantage of not having the bishop on this diagonal. And right now it's hard to say what would be the way for her to doing the kingside castle. Because yeah, playing with the long side, the queenside castle would not be as safe as the short castle here, because lack of the pawns here. There is no pawn on c or 5 on her side, so that would be really risky. But yeah, that wasn't what happened in the game. She has played another move. She didn't took on c4, but instead played directly bishop to g7. And that was something that I have expected, more or less, because yeah, that was the first line of the computer, of the engine here, to just give up a couple of pawns here. So yeah, after c takes b5, kingside castle, and then she has resigned of the another pawn here. And right now I'm 3 pawns up, Uh, yeah, we're having the same state regarding the development of the pieces. Uh, Probably she will take the pawn a6 back somehow. And yeah, the only bad thing on my position is probably the strange looking knight on a3. But so far so good. It seems like yeah, I'm having a good advantage out of the opening, and also yeah, I'm simply a pawns up here. And also the good thing was that till now I have spent 5 minutes per all those moves, like 15 moves, and she has spent over a half of hour or even I think yeah even more. It was 40 minutes, and yeah, that was a very positive side for me because that would mean that I would have more time for the crucial moves later on. She played queen to h4, a7. That was the way to give me an opportunity to activate the knight on b5 with tempo because yeah, if she would take that here, I'm winning a tempo by playing knight to b5, and yeah, she's nearly forced to yeah to defend the pawn here. If she would not do that, I can quickly take on f5 and take the pawn from here, which should be probably preferable for me. But that wasn't what happened in the game. Instead, she played knight to d4. She took the active square on d4. I think that was a decent and good move. I played bishop to e3, trying to pin the knight on the a7 pawn in case that yeah she'll take that right now. Yeah, if she would play something like that, I'm yeah preventing her knight from doing any movements because there is such pin. And also, yeah, I'm developing an extra pieces, but yeah, since now I need to take care of all the takes on b2 because yeah, in longer run, the bishop can take on b2. She played e4, bishop to e2, and she took. Uh, Here I was more prepared or afraid of the lines regarded the knight to f5, and I was ready to sacrifice the exchange here by playing bishop to here. Of course, there is a possible fork that could be done by her on by the bishop here. But yeah, my plan was to give up the exchange, as I said, and to play such continuation. It seems like yeah, I'm having the rook for the bishop, but it's really hard to see the point of having that rook on a8 other than just at some moment to give it up for either the pawn on a7 or for some other piece, probably the knight from b5. After I will know try to play here and here. Yeah, so that would be a good position for me, but that wasn't what went in the game. Instead, she took on e2 and play bishop to g4. And right now, that was a really challenging line for me because, yeah, naturally, I would like to just get off that line here. But I was too afraid of this move here, bishop to f3. And after taking, I was afraid that she will be winning here. Because right now it's hard to defend myself. There is the mate in two. If I would try to defend that with, I know, trying to move the king away, to defend the g2 with rook to g1, she can simply go with the bishop to b5, and yeah, it's really hard to get rid of all the possibilities here. And to be honest, it was hard to find any alternatives. One of the lines that I have seen was instead of taking on g2, playing here, but still I wasn't sure if that would not end up as at least the perpetual to my opponents. So I was too scared to play that line here. I thought that yeah, that would not be that effective. Yeah, after for instance something like that, she can take here. And yeah, right now I need to defend g1 square, and she can easily take on a1. and it's hard to evaluate such position. I'm stuck with vulnerable g2 square. Of course, I'm having some chances with the a pawns, but that would not be as effective probably as the counterplay for my opponent here. I would be too scared to play such lines, and of course I could mistake something here. So yeah, that wasn't an easy decision. Instead, I have played here, and yeah, I thought that probably my opponent would go with the line like this one, like playing here, 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 and we'll try to continue such position when, yeah, of course, I'm having still a pawn up, but she has some counteractivity of the bishop on f3. And yeah, I thought that it would be good enough for her and would already give me some troubles. But instead, she has found another interesting line, which was takes on f3 and moving the bishop to h3. And right now, I thought that yeah, nothing is happening here. I can easily just give up the exchange by playing uh, knight to here. And after giving up the exchange, it's really hard to find a good plan for her because yeah, what I'm threatening her is to put the knight on c7 and yeah, just winning the rook here. I thought that it should be good enough exchange for me because as long as I'm having the pawn on a7, it's probably more opportunities to me to convince that game to the win. But yeah, also that she hasn't played what I have expected, and she played rook to a8. And yes, she's using the fact that my queen is a bit overloaded, and also it's pinned right now. Why it's overloaded? Because it's currently responsible for defending the b5 pawn. It's responsible for defending e3 bishop, not pawn on b5 but the knight, and also in some lines, and the queen is responsible for taking care of the g2 square. What I was calculating here was what would happen if I would play here. That was probably the best possibility. But yeah, after this, I could have some serious troubles. Probably the lines that would be forced here would be something like that. But still, it would be hard to say that I'm winning here because yeah, I have given up the exchange. Probably I'm having some troubles with defending the knight here, and yeah, it will be hard to decide who is winning here. Another line that I have calculated was what would happen after I would try to defend that with the rook, giving an extra piece to defend e3. But that would be losing for me because yeah, after trying to force the queen's exchanges, there is a double attack possible, and yeah, I'm losing the rook on e3. So that would be just simple loss for me. Other lines that I was considering didn't work. I could play something like f4. That was also the line that I was considering here, just to block the activity of the queen and easy move of that piece into the queen side. And probably that was also a better choice than the one that I have made in the game because I've played queen to d2. That was also to make sure that the opponent's queen would not get to the b4, because yeah, at many lines I was scared that this piece would go there. And yeah, also on the extra line, you can think why I cannot take the d6 pawn or play it here. My opponent could simply answer this, and I am not able to take the piece back because the rook here because of the pin on the king. So that was really annoying. So yeah, I played here. I thought that yeah, the queen is not having the possibility to get here because there is the fork available for me. She's not able to put her queen on b4 because my queen is defending that. But I have totally missed the move to a4. Sorry, one more retake. But I have completely missed the queen to e4 plan. She first took the exchange, and then played queen to a4. And right now, yeah, if I will move the knight from b5, I need to do that in the way that I'm not allowing allowing her to to give up the exchange, because the pin on the queen and king is still on. So I had to play knight to c3. Then I have decided to move the knight to e4. Other line that I was considering was playing here, but I was too afraid that I'm giving up the activity for the rook. And yeah, from time perspective, I think that was much better line that probably secures a draw for me. But probably a bad side of yeah, my perspective here was my perspective was that I was still trying to play that for a win, and I couldn't accept that. Yeah, probably a draw is a good enough result at this moment. So instead of that, returning on the bishop, I played here, and I simply give up the pawn. And right now, once again, I'm blundered a second pawn because I thought that yeah, by playing bishop here, I'm nearly forcing the exchanges, like here. And yeah, I thought that this would be at least a draw. Sorry, yeah, probably king here. And I thought that it would be at least a play for a win for me, but I would have yeah, a draw at minimum. So yeah, but that it would be okay position. But unfortunately, there was an alternative for that because yeah, as I said, I have blundered the pawn on d5, and right now it's forced loose because yeah, I'm not able to get rid of the pin on the queen here, and whatever I would play. Maybe better was yeah, trying to play something like that because then at least I'm still keeping the a7 pawn somehow here, and there are still maybe more chances for me. But instead of that, I have played rook to d1. We had a massive exchange on d4, and at the end, yeah, I was still hoping that maybe my opponent would miss the f6 fork, but of course, that was a hopeless thing. Mm, knight took on d6. I've pushed forward the knight. Right now, there was a small trap that I've made for my opponent because after that, I still have chances to play a knight to f5, giving up the piece, but with having a possibility to win the rook. And yeah, that would be once again probably playing for win on my side. But yeah, at the end, that would probably finish as a draw. But of course, she has seen that. She played king to f8, just getting rid of all possible checks. I push the pawn forward, one more, and one final trap of mine, and I've made that. Yeah, if she would take the knight on d6, it's yeah, winning on my side. But oh, of course, she has seen that. She simply took here, and yeah, after taking the rook back, the rook on d4 is yeah, free to go, free to take for her. I played king to g2, trying to do not get stuck on the second line. I'm trying to play as long as it makes sense, so I didn't give up yet. But after king rook to d5, I've seen that yeah, there is no chance to secure my knight. It's stacked. It doesn't have any active square where it can move. And after next move, king to e7, she can simply move the rook to b5, and yeah, the knight is lost. So yeah, this was the moment when I have resigned. I'm really unhappy about the result because I felt like I could try to convince that advantage after the opening to win easily, or at least keep and hold the draw after I have made some initial mistakes. But yeah, those two terrible moves in a row that I have made, so bishop to c3 and then not bishop, knight to c3 and knight to e4, were the decisive one, because those moves just triggered all the problems that I have made, and also made a possibility to her to get rid of the only problems that she had still after the not the best middle game. So the pawn on a7. After getting rid of that, that was an easy win for her, unfortunately. Yeah, what else I can say? Once again, I think that preparation of the opening was done really well by me. I've predicted more or less what she will play during the game, so that's a win on my side. Unfortunately, I wasn't strong enough to convince that into the winning of the game. So yeah, this is sport. Sometimes it happens. But it doesn't mean that the preparation is not useful. It was, and yeah, I'm really happy I'm done. I have done it. Anyway, if you're still watching, please leave in the comment something about an experience of yours about the preparation for the opponent. And yeah, thank you very much. Probably tomorrow is the last game, so I'll record that a few days after the game, because after the game I will have a long trip back to my hometown. But yeah, I will for sure record the comments and analysis of the last game. But thank you very much for listening. Have a great day.